So in this video, I'm going to attempt to survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, but with a twist. All damage I take will permanently damage me for the entire 100 days. Meaning if I get attacked by a zombie or shot by a skeleton, that damage does not go away. And to make things even worse, I cannot heal. Golden apples will give me 2 extra hearts, but will not heal me. Can I survive 100 days under these ridiculous circumstances? Watch to the end to find out. And these videos take a very long time to make, so if you do enjoy, please make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you enjoy my content. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. Day 1, I started off, well, absolutely terrified. I grabbed wood and got stone tools. Then I wandered around looking for a village or just anything really. Normally the first thing I would do after getting stone tools would be to look for a cave and go mining. But as damage is permanent, that was definitely not an option. I knew I would need food soon, so I killed some cows. I found some sheep as well, which I killed so I could craft a bed to skip the night time. I found this little cave which I entered, but I had to be very careful. I looked around to make sure there was no mobs in sight, and then I took a bunch of coal. While wandering around, I found this ravine and a mine shaft, but I knew going down there right now would be a death wish. So I cooked some steak, and then it turned into nighttime, so I slept. On day 2, I found some iron in a cave. I probably should have left and moved on, but I was too tempted. So I entered the cave, and I saw a skeleton further in the cave, so I just blocked it all off. I mined all of the iron, then I put all the iron in the furnace, and while it was smelting, I got some sugarcane. The first thing I did with the iron was craft myself a shield, and then a bucket. I had a few more iron left and didn't really know what to do with it, so I crafted a helmet. I felt so much more confident now. I wandered around and found a nether portal. And then I found another nether portal. On day 3, I had my first fight with a mob which was terrifying. I had to make sure I didn't get hit once. I really wanted to get full iron armor, so I entered the cave and saw 2 skeletons. I don't think I've ever left a cave quicker. After wandering around some more, I finally found a village. I looted all of the chests. And then I left and remembered that I should kill the iron golem for iron, so I went back. And if I be honest, I wasn't paying attention at all, and I took damage already, which was not good. To a berry bush as well, out of all things. Day 4 to 5, I looked around in search of a nice area to build shelter. This world is just full of trees, so it took me a while. But finally I found a nice area where there wasn't any trees in the way. So I started to flatten out the land where I was going to build the house. While flattening the land, I noticed that there was a nether portal on top of the mountain. So I went up and looted it. Then I spent the rest of day 5 making sure all the land was nice and flat. On day 6, I planted all the sugarcane I had collected, as I'll definitely need a ton of sugarcane later on. I spent my last 3 iron on an axe and mined trees the entire day for my house. Day 7 to 10, I dug down and went strip mining as I needed cobblestone for my house. I also wanted cobblestone walls all around my house so mobs can't sit outside and attack me. I mined all of the iron I found, and while strip mining, I found a cave. I crafted myself full iron armor and entered the cave. I got some lapis, which was pretty useful as I could enchant if I found diamonds. While running around the cave, I got attacked by a spider. My heart rate was so high fighting this spider, I had to go see a doctor afterwards. After that, I went back to strip mining. I wasn't leaving until I found diamonds, and I finally did find diamonds, which was nice. While leaving the mine, I dug straight up into a mine shaft. I grabbed the cobwebs for string so I could craft a bow and a fishing rod. And then I wandered around for a bit and found a chest. I didn't want to wander around too much, as if I walked into a cave spider spawner, that would be very bad. So I mined up and I found another chest. Day 11 to 12, I put a ton of cobblestone in the furnaces, and while waiting for all the cobblestone to smelt, I flattened out the land again. I had to collect a ton of dirt as well to fix all the water holes. I thought I did a pretty good job. Day 13 to 15, I finally got started on my house. I wanted to build a castle, but I am so bad at building, so it would look awful. So I built a generic spruce and stone brick house I always build. I thought it looked pretty good though. The only thing I was missing was windows, so I had to get some sand and smelt it. On day 16, I cleared up all the grass so I could build my cobblestone wall, and so I could make a wheat farm. I got started on the wall that went all around my house, and I wanted to just throw it in here that I recently made a Discord server. And unlike a lot of other YouTubers that don't actually talk in their Discords, I'm actually very active and have been talking to you guys a lot. So if you are interested in joining, the invite link will be down in the description and will be in the pinned comment as well. Anyways, back to the video. I patched up all the water holes as there was still quite a few left. On day 17, I harvested my entire sugarcane farm. If I'd be honest, I totally forgot about it. I ran out of food, so I killed some salmon. Sorry if there are any salmon watching this video, but it had to be done. Then I collected as much dirt as I could and spent most of the day flattening out all the land. I finished the entire cobblestone wall, and while running to my bed, I saw a creeper in my house. I had to be so careful killing this thing because I didn't want to take damage. I made sure to put torches all around my house so they wouldn't spawn again. On day 18, I built a wheat farm. I had so many seeds from all the grass I broke, which was pretty nice. I moved all of my items and my bed into my house, and I made 2 pens for the cows and sheep. Then I went back to collecting dirt to flatten out the land. I don't even know how long I've spent flattening out the land on this world, but I wanted to make sure the land was perfect, okay? On day 19, I placed torches everywhere so mobs couldn't spawn inside my wall. And then I kinda did nothing and AFK'd in my house the entire day so my wheat farm would grow. On day 20, I harvested my wheat farm. I had enough seeds to plant the entire wheat farm now, which was nice. I used the wheat to bait these sheep back to my house. I brought the sheep back so I could craft beds and bed bomb in the nether later for netherite armor. And then I realized that if I take damage, it's permanent, so there's no way I could even do that. Yeah, I'm pretty stupid. I harvested my sugarcane farm again, and then I ran around looking for cows. I found some and had to bait them all the way back to my house. It took ages, but I managed to get them back in the pen. The last thing I did was move my wheat farm a little further back as I wanted space so I could build a potato farm. Day 21 to 23, I crafted myself 2 iron pickaxes, and I decided to make a strip mine down from my house. I mined this stairway down all the way to Y11, as in my opinion that is the best level to mine on for diamonds. At Y11, I found gold straight away, which was pretty lucky. I carried on digging this mine out, and I found my previous strip mine. My pickaxe broke and I forgot to take wood, so I had to go all the way back up to my house. I grabbed wood and crafted some trapdoors. I made sure to place the trapdoors over the mine as I definitely didn't want mobs to come and creep up on me. I went back to strip mining and found some diamonds. I went into that cave I found previously and remembered I forgot to bring a water bucket. I searched the cave and luckily found some. I had to kill this creeper first. Once I had the water, I made a ton of obsidian, crafted a diamond pickaxe, and mined a ton of obsidian for a nether portal and an enchantment table. Day 24 to 25, I saw this skeleton just chilling in rogue armor. I made sure to run the opposite way. I harvested the sugarcane farm and crafted a lectern. Then I headed out in search of a village. I know I found one previously, but I had no idea where that village was. So I decided to run into a random direction in hopes of finding a new one. And I found one pretty quickly. I entered the village and stole a stone cutter. Then I killed the iron golem, which was very scary. Then I took all of the wheat and I traded it with the villager. I placed down a lectern, turning this villager into a librarian, and I traded all of my paper with him for emeralds. On day 26, I mined a ton of sand. Then I placed all the sand down and put sugarcane on top of it, as sugarcane grows faster on sand. And I needed a ton of sugarcane to trade with the villagers. On day 27, I woke up to see a spider right outside my window, and a creeper. I went outside and killed both of them. I went down my mine and got a bunch of coal. I used the coal to craft torches and placed them all over my house, as obviously I didn't place enough, because I definitely didn't want a spider and a creeper spawning again. I placed a ton of stairs, which was quite a nice touch. I then made a potato farm. Day 28 to 32, I crafted an enchantment table and enchanted my diamond pickaxe and a ton of tools. I dug out the ceiling in the mine so I wouldn't keep hitting my head. There were so many mobs in my mine because I forgot to place torches. I had to be so careful because of course I didn't want to get hit and I didn't want to get blown up either. After I killed the mobs, I decided to go strip mining but in a different direction this time. After a while, I found some diamonds. Then another diamond, and hey, even more diamonds. By the way, I read all the comments, and I saw the comments of people saying that they doubt that I got that many diamonds and that I just spawned them in. But this strip mine should be proof I don't. This thing never ends. Day 33 to 34, my entire sugarcane farm was grown, which was so satisfying. I harvested the entire thing and then used half of the sugarcane I got to extend the farm even more, as I needed a ton of paper. My potato and wheat farm were fully grown as well, so I harvested them. I crafted myself 2 more axes and enchanted them. Then I mined down a ton of oak trees, as I heard that apples are more likely to drop from oak trees. I have no idea if that's true or not, but whatever. I spent the entire day of 33 mining wood. It turned into nighttime and I saw a skeleton spawn right in front of me. I don't think I've ever placed down a bed and slept quicker. I ended up waking up the next morning and fighting the skeleton, which was terrifying. Fighting mobs when damage is permanent is the most scary thing ever. And I made sure to save some saplings so I could plant some trees near my house. On day 35, I headed out in search of finding a chicken. I found every animal but a chicken, which was really unfortunate. I ended up finding a single chicken. I baited the chicken back to my house, and then I sheared all of my sheep and killed them, as there was no point in having sheep. On day 36, I went out looking for another chicken, so I could breed the chickens. I found one and led him back to my home. Then I collected the gold from my furnace and crafted 3 golden apples. I also crafted a diamond chest plate, leggings, and a helmet. And I enchanted my full armor set. On day 37, I started off by breeding my animals. Then I headed down into my mine for coal, as I needed a ton of stone brick. I put a ton of cobblestone in the furnaces, and while waiting for the furnaces to be done, I headed out and collected a ton of spruce wood, as I had almost run out. I ended up with over 4 stacks of spruce wood, which was good enough. Day 38 to 40, all my stone was done, so I collected it all from the furnaces. Then I got started on an enchanting room. I dug a staircase down and mined out the area for the room. This is the same design I used in my 1.17 100 day video, but hey, I really like it, and it came out really nice. I spent day 41 to 45 improving my home. I really liked my home and all, but there wasn't enough space for farms and such, and it didn't look too great either. I hope you enjoy this time lapse of me improving my home. On day 46, I bred all of my animals and harvested all of my farms as they were all grown. I then killed a ton of cows for leather as I needed bookshelves. I managed to craft 6 bookshelves with the leather I got. I crafted myself a bow and then enchanted it at level 12, getting power 2, which was pretty decent. Of course I didn't have any arrows for the bow, so I had to mine a ton of gravel. I was using a regular iron shovel, so it was very difficult getting flint. By the time I got enough flint, it was nighttime and there were so many mobs outside my house. Luckily I got within my wall safely. Before I went to bed, I killed a ton of chickens and crafted myself a ton of arrows. On day 47, I crafted myself a cauldron and headed into the Nether. It was so scary being here in the Nether, knowing anything and everything can permanently damage me or even worse, kill me. There was a Nether fortress right next to my portal, which was so lucky. I ate a golden apple and headed up into the soul sand biome, as I didn't know what mobs were going to be up there waiting for me. Luckily, there was just a single skeleton there which I killed. I mined a ton of bone blocks and also got some soul sand. I wanted to go down into the Nether fortress, but it was way too risky as there were so many mobs. I was shooting at the mobs to hopefully clear out the area, but there were just too many. A blaze spawned and hit me with fire. I had to place my cauldron down fast here so I wouldn't take any real damage. I really needed blaze rods, so I decided to risk it and make my way down to the Nether fortress, which is when a ton of blazes spawned right next to me and attacked me. This was not good. I ran away as fast as I could and placed down a ton of blocks to dodge the hits from the fire. I managed to get away, but my god, that was close. After that, I went back home. Day 48 to 52, I refilled my water bucket, crafted myself tons of golden apples, and a new cauldron. Then of course, I headed back into the Nether. I wasn't giving up on getting blaze rods. I decided to go into a different direction this time as the fortress was way too dangerous. I mined some gold as I used most of my gold on these golden apples. I reached a dead end in the cave and I found ancient debris, which was so lucky. I strip mined for a bit and ended up in a soul sand biome. I had to somehow get down safely without taking any damage. I managed to get down and spent ages looking for a natural blaze. While searching around, a ghast started shooting at me. I wasn't taking any chances, so I ate a golden apple. Luckily, I killed the ghast pretty easily without taking any damage. I couldn't find a blaze anywhere, so I had no choice but to return to the Nether fortress. I built down, and luckily there was no blazes killing me just yet. I killed this magma cube so I could brew fire resistance potions later on. I kept hearing blazes, and it sounded like they were below me, so I headed down and I found them. I had to play this so carefully. There was another blaze, but I couldn't get a good shot on him because these stupid pigmen were in the way. So I had no choice but to push the blaze. I got a blaze rod, which was what I was after, so I went back home. Day 53 to 56, I headed out to go mining. I was only 2 diamonds away from having full diamond armor, and I did my first MLG water bucket on the way. Well, in this world, that is. I mined down and landed on some gravel. The gravel fell and I was in a mine shaft. I explored the mine shaft and found a skeleton spawner. I ate a golden apple and rushed the spawner. A cave spider went to attack me while I was looting the chest and the skeleton saved my life. I looted the chests and got a god apple. I was so happy. A god apple will be very useful for when I defeat the ender dragon. While exploring the mine shaft, I got attacked by a ton of cave spiders. I ran away and placed blocks behind me, but this spider was committed to killing me. He ended up hitting me and poisoning me, so I ate as many golden apples as I could, and luckily I managed to kill the spider and not lose any health somehow. I went strip mining after that as I didn't want to risk losing health to cave spiders. After ages of strip mining, I finally found diamonds. On day 57, I realized how much of a mess my chests were. I decided to finally organize them so I could find items easier. It took 7 entire minutes to sort out my chests, but it was worth it, I guess. I then killed a ton of cows for leather and crafted 8 bookshelves. I could enchant at level 28. I remembered I had another book laying around, so I crafted myself another bookshelf. And I could finally enchant at level 30, which was so nice. On day 58, I finally built a floor. I always forget to build a floor. I have no idea why. I then spent the rest of the day mining trees as I needed apples. On day 59, I was still mining down all of these trees. There were just way too many. I finished mining them all down and got 7 apples in total. Day 60 to 63, I headed into the Nether to build a pigman farm. Pigman farms are very easy to build, good for levels, and decent for gold. I forgot to put on some gold armor and I got attacked by a ton of piglins. I was trying to build the farm and another piglin came out of nowhere and attacked me. And this piglin somehow shot me through my shield. To make things even worse, a ghast spawned out of nowhere. I only had 6 arrows, so I had to make them count. Luckily, I managed to kill the ghast. I built the pigman farm and just hoped it worked. I then shot at one of the pigmen to anger all the pigmen and just watched them flood in. The pigman farm worked great. I could crit them out without them hitting me, which was amazing. Now I just had to hope I would make it home safely. On the way back home, I saw this. Day 64 to 70, I headed back to the Nether again, and this time grinded a ton of quartz. While grinding quartz, I got distracted by a Nether fortress, and I got myself some Nether wart. Then I went back to grinding quartz until I hit level 30. Once I got home, I unenchanted my entire armor set with a grindstone, and I enchanted my helmet and got protection 3. I then went back to mining quartz until I got 30 levels and enchanted my entire armor set. On day 71, I grinded quartz again, and then tried to get a looting 3 sword. I saw sharpness 4 and was too tempted. I was hoping for sharpness 4 looting 3, but of course I wasn't that lucky. I crafted another diamond sword and saw unbreaking 3. I decided to go for it, and of course didn't get looting again. On day 72, I headed down to my mine. It's been a very long time since I've been here. I needed iron, as I didn't even have enough for an anvil. I got 21 iron, so I headed back home, crafted an anvil, and combined my swords together. Day 73 to 75. Firstly, I killed a ton of chickens, mined a ton of gravel for flint, and crafted myself some arrows. I headed back to the Nether as I needed blaze rods so I could brew some potions. There were so many blazes here, this was not good. I slowly backed off and bowed them. I got all the blaze rods I needed, so I headed back home, and on the way I saw this. Yeah, it was pretty safe to say that I thought I was dead. As I crossed the bridge, a blaze almost hit me off. I don't even know how, but I managed to survive, but I lost a ton of health, which was really unfortunate. Day 76 to 80, I brewed myself some fire res potions, so blazes wouldn't be a massive problem anymore. I then went back to the Nether again. I was basically living in the Nether at this point. I went back to my zombie pigman farm and angered all of the pigmen. Nothing really too interesting happened. I was mostly grinding pigmen until I got 30 levels. As I was leaving to go home, there were some piglins walking by, which was super lucky. I baited them in the trap with gold, and then I traded all of my gold with them. In total, I got all of these items. I was worried on how I was going to get home without taking a ton of damage from the zombie pigmen, but the zombie pigmen were totally fine with me, even though I killed about 100 of them 10 minutes ago, which didn't make any sense. But hey, I'm not complaining, I managed to get home safe and sound. Day 81 to 83, I put a book in the enchantment table and saw looting 3. I was so happy. I made sure to put that on my sword straight away. Then I headed into the Nether, as now I had a looting 3, it was going to be so easy to get blaze rods. In the Nether fortress, I was getting attacked by both blazes and with the skeletons, which was not good. I managed to make it to the blaze spawner, and then I grinded blazes for a while. I ended up with 13 blaze rods, which I thought was good enough, so I left. On the way out of the fortress, I noticed I got a wither skeleton skull, which was pretty cool, even though I wasn't going to spawn a wither anytime soon. I also grinded enderman as I needed ender pearls. Day 84 to 85, I went grinding quartz for levels again. This is the last time, I promise. While mining quartz, I got shot at by a skeleton which didn't deal any damage, but then he shot me again and this time actually dealt damage. Once I had 30 levels, I enchanted a bow and got power 4 punch 2, which was very good. Day 86 to 90, I crafted 16 eyes of ender and went searching for the stronghold. I thought I was finally ready to fight the ender dragon. I kept following the eyes until one of the eyes went behind me. I'm an idiot and forgot to bring blocks. I do this every single time, so I had to grab a ton of dirt and then I dug down into the stronghold. I found the library and looted the chests. Day 91, I found the portal room and lit the portal. And then I entered. The first thing I did was destroy all of the ender crystals. Once all the ender crystals were gone, I started to bow the dragon and he shortly came to the ground and he done a ton of damage to me. The dragon launched me up into the air and there was an enderman waiting for me at the bottom. It could all be over right here, but no, I ate the god apple and survived. I then just bowed the dragon. He came down to the ground, but I didn't even want to risk getting close to him as he could easily one-hit me right now. I had one heart and a dream. I somehow managed to defeat the Ender Dragon on a single heart. This is for sure my closest battle yet. I collected all of the XP and got the dragon egg, and then I was out of there. I didn't even want to risk dying to an Enderman. On day 92, I tamed a horse as it will be much easier to travel places, and I'll be able to run away from any mobs that try to attack me. I then made some touches to my house. On day 93, I headed to the Nether and mined a ton of gold as I didn't even have enough gold for golden apples. I then made the gold into ingots and crafted 2 golden apples. Day 94 to 98, I really wanted an Elytra. I know it's a terrible idea to go to the end on 1 heart, but if you've watched my videos before, you know that I don't have the best of ideas. So I went back to the end and then went through the teleporter. I searched around for an end city and I found one pretty quickly. I got up to the ship and looted the chests. But most importantly, got an Elytra. I also noticed that for some reason I went up to 3 hearts. I'm not cheating, so I purposely took damage to get back down to 1 heart. And then I made my way back home. Day 99 to 100. I used the mending Unbreaking 3 book which I got from the stronghold on my Elytra. I crafted fireworks and then I just flew around. It felt so nice to be able to fly everywhere. I found this nether portal that I found very early on in this video, and there was a gold block here because I didn't even have an iron pick at the time. Well, there you go. I somehow survived 100 days with damage being permanent. This is definitely the hardest 100-day challenge I've done so far. This video took me a long time to make, so I hope you all really enjoyed this video. But I guess until next time, goodbye.